Okay, Nikki Cross. How you doing, dude?
We meet again.
We meet again. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about you? How you doing? You okay?
All right, thank you. We're all happy and healthy. Strange times, obviously, but can't complain. Are you and the family well?
Yes. It's living in America, and there are a lot. All my family's in Glasgow, Scotland, so I'm just trying to keep in touch with them and stay connected with them. And so far, everyone's healthy, thank goodness. So
good. So whereabouts are you? Are you in Orlando?
yes, I'm in Orlando. I laugh because I'm like, I don't think I'm allowed to move from Orlando because my sister loves Disney, and she wants to, bring the nephews over. So I don't think I'm allowed to actually move from Orlando. But we actually, me and Kelly and me and Damo absolutely love Orlando. So yeah, we'll stay here.
Lovely, and it's very handy right now, obviously.
Yes, and it's nice and sunny. It's very nice and sunny. The winter time here is very nice, and it makes me. I love Scotland, but I don't miss the Scottish winters.
Yeah, that's fair. This is possibly the most standard question I could possibly ask you, but I am interested. What do you really miss about home? Because obviously you're the other side of the pond. Orlando, as you say, is so different from Scotland. But do you find it hard being so far away from your fam?
It's my family I miss. Scotland. Scotland is my home. Born and raised there. It's my family I miss. My mum, my sisters, my nephews. My brother-in-law is awesome as well. So it's just I miss my family, and it's what I love about smartphones and technology these days is FaceTime and WhatsApp, and we're able to still stay connected, which I think is very, very important. But at the same time, it's like it's with what I'm doing right now, and being, I'm kind of got the dream job and living that dream job, and being very, I'm happy and I'm fulfilled, and healthy, and it's I'm able to provide for my family. So for me, like whenever I keep that in mind, it kind of it kind of stops the homesickness. There's obviously, the funnier answers of like, I miss Jaffa cakes, or I miss like a chippy, like a good old chippy or a good old kebab. Chips and cheese or curry. You can't get a good chippy in Orlando. I think they have the British pub in Epcot.
Okay.
Some of those kind of, but on a deep level, I would say that I miss my family. But like I said, when you keep in mind everything I'm doing, I'm, providing for my family and providing a good future. I think that kind of keeps away the homesickness.
Yeah, that goes a long way, definitely. Talking about all that, congratulations on your big victory at WrestleMania. First time ever tag team women's champs. Oh, you've got the belt right there. Look at that.
I got it with me just to show off.
Lovely stuff. How was that Mania moment for you? Because obviously everything has sort of played out in such a peculiar way over the last few weeks. But did the lack of crowd lessen the impact of the moment for you?
No. And I've said this today already. It was such a fulfilling moment. It was still so emotional. I think it was funny because I was watching it back and then I saw the photos, and it's just this hilarious moment of like, I'm just on my knees and the referee's giving me the championship title and I can't get up. I'm just like, I was just so overwhelmed, and I think you can see in my face, and Alexa's face, it was still so emotional for both of us. Because we are, we're still connecting with the fans. It's just the fans are in a different location, and they're all safe in their homes and they're watching it through their television, so we're still in, it's something that we care so much about, this the women's tag team division, and we're striving to make that the best we can, because it's, we're still nurturing it. It's still like a newborn baby, and we speak, so many of the girls feel that way, that we're all striving to make this division special and the best division it can be. So for us, that winning the championship from the Kabuki Warriors, who are an incredible tag team, they've getting to work with, getting to, compete against them in a match, which I'm very proud of. And it was still so emotional, and the emotion, everything was still there. The story was still being told. The emotions were still there. And I didn't know what to expect, and to still be overwhelmed and still get hit with it like a truck. It was very special, and I think you could still see. I think you could see that on our faces, and I knew that that's how we felt. Because we've been, like I said, just striving for this women's tag team championship because we believe in this in the division, and I think it was under very unique circumstances, and I'm so happy that we could. Like I said, still connect, just in a very different way.
Yeah.
And I think fans, I think they, just looking on social media and seeing the feedback from WrestleMania 36, it was the most socially interactive WrestleMania. However, it was only a couple of hours, only a few hours, and it was, fleeting, but it's still able to provide that little bit of an escapism for people who need it, and we're still able to be there for the rest of the world and get through this with the rest of the world and provide that entertainment, which we're going to strive to continue to do. So it's a strange experience, no doubt. It's a strange experience, but in a very beautiful way. And I was still blown away by the emotion of it all and the impact. So definitely, it was very very special, still very special.
Good. Well, it was an amazing moment. Congratulations. And does it change things when you're a champion in WWE? Because of course it's a lovely accolade, because not every talent gets a championship. But day to day, does it come with a sense of sort of pride and responsibility? Like, do you feel more sort of obligation when you're a champion of the company?
Absolutely. It shows that there's trust there. There's trust there, and it's even the fact that we opened WrestleMania was when I realized we were opening an entire show, I was like, oh my goodness.
That's a big moment in itself.
That's a huge moment, and it gives you a lot of pride, and it really does. It gives you a sense of a huge sense of pride, even more so. Because even representing this company, that's a sense of pride in its own, and then to be have that championship and represent a division which would we want to represent this division, and like I've said in the previous question, we want to build this division, make it the best it can be, and do that with everyone, work together to do it. So as this is it is very much a lot of pride, and there is you are representing a division and you have to represent that to the best of your abilities. So it's very cool. I never being a two-time champion, I didn't know if that was even that was I got to be a two-time champion, the
first ever for this division.
Yes, and getting to do it alongside Lexi, who's someone that I could speak all day about, and just have wonderful things to say about her. Getting to do it with her and getting to do it with my best friend is just fantastic.
What is your relationship like with Alexa? Because you're very different. You got different looks, different styles, different personalities. But fans seem to be kind of gravitating towards you as a tag team. How did it happen initially? Why were you two put together?
So we let's see, that was almost a year ago now. May last year. We both had ideas that kind of involved the other. To what we had ideas to work together, and then we kind of on screen and off screen kind of developed very similar in the way that we became closer. Initial conversations, and then it turned into longer conversations. It then turned into having traveling together, sitting next to each other as we're waiting for the plane to board the plane, doing the drives together, these 4-hour drives, doing 3-hour drives together, checking into the same hotel, and they kind of just grew. Like, whatever you saw on screen was very much what happened off screen, and it was very authentic the way we got to know each other more, and realized that we're very similar in a lot of ways. Like, we're both very driven, very driven individuals, but we had the differences in the way that she's more the calm, cool, collected, very cool chick, and you've got me, who's really loud and really annoying and really obnoxious and very excitable. I think you see that on screen, and that's definitely that's the case off screen too. And I think that people got to see that and I think that's why people gravitated towards it, because what they saw was very genuine, and I can confirm that what you saw on screen was what was happening off screen, and the way of just getting to know each other, and really then grew to a stage where we, having each other's backs and being support for each other and being there for one another and pushing each other. And she helped me in so many ways, because you transition from NXT and there's a transition period, and she helped me a lot with that, and guidance, and just if I had a question about something I didn't know, she would help. So there's I think that's why it's such a fun team, and I love being a part of it. And I think that the beautiful thing is, I think we've only scraped the surface, and I think you're going to see, because people have seen Alexa on screen for the last four years, they've seen me, so I think they're going to get to see more levels, and they're going to get to see different layers of both our personalities, and I think that's something you're going to continue to see, and you're going to see the way the friendship in our championship reign develops, because we're both aiming to be the longest ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So yeah, I think that that's kind of where we're at, and we're a year on, and I think we're just going to continue to do what we do best, and I think the fans are in for it. I think whenever they see Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross on TV, they're going to be entertained.
Yeah, well, that's definitely for sure. And talking about you being entertaining on TV, Jim Ross talked a lot about his podcast in the past about maximizing your minutes. And I feel like whenever Nikki Cross is on TV, boy, do you know that Nikki Cross is on TV. Fans have loved you doing commentary spots and annoying the hell out of Michael Cole. But do you find it hard to, with such a wide roster of incredible talent, probably the best roster WWE has ever had, do you find it hard to stand out and be different and be unique?
No, because I think if you're yourself, there's no one like you, and I would say that in real life, in off screen, off screen, on screen. I think if you're you, or you're you, and you turn the volume up on certain aspects of your personality, no one else can replicate you. So I think as long as you stay true to you and stay true to what you're portraying, and like I said, there's going to be certain aspects which you're going to turn the volume up on when the camera's on. But I think you're not going to risk. I think you can always stand out as long as you're you. You're not trying to be something you're not. So I think that's if that makes sense.
It does completely.
And also having a Scottish accent,
Yeah.
No one's, unless you want to try and do a Scottish accent, I think as long as you're having fun and you're being yourself, that no one can replicate that.
Yeah, it must have been a very proud moment seeing Drew lift the championship, and also just talking about the emotion and how things went down at WrestleMania. There was a lovely moment after Drew won his match where he sort of reached out towards the camera lens as if to sort of touch the fans and say, you guys are here with me. That was so special. Proud moment for you?
Very, very, so much so. We've known Drew for a while now. And it was hard not to cry watching that, because we were in ICW when Drew came back to the independent scene, and he just right away, he was just, his mentality and his professionalism, his work ethic, his attitude, the way he carries himself, that should be how we all carry ourselves. He's such a professional, and he was instantly the locker room leader, in a very, it was almost like he always had good advice, and he always listened and heard you out, and then would give his advice and help just in any way he could. And then so getting to see him come back to WWE and have just this incredible, this journey, this 19-year journey, it's just insane. And it's such a proud moment for him. And I watched the documentary. It's available now on the WWE network. I would recommend anyone to watch that. Drew's it was 24. It was the Chronicle, and it was just his journey, and leading up to WrestleMania, being in Scotland, and it was very emotional. And I think it just shows that no matter what, if you push yourself, there's no excuses. Like you can do it, you know. And I think like it was such a wonderful journey, and to see that on the independent scene, and then being NXT, and then he came back to NXT, and then you know, going up, you know, it's he's had to put up with us for a while, so and I'm sure it must have been such a proud moment for so many of his friends in ICW and back home in Scotland as well. You know, they've known Drew, you know, much longer than I have, so I think it was just I think it was a great moment for all, a very feel-good moment. And the minute, you know, I know the moment you're talking about when he touches the camera, and I think that's so symbolic of how we all feel at this moment, where we're just trying to, you know, because we love you guys, and we love our fans, and I think that was a very symbolic gesture of Drew's.
Yeah, I'll definitely always remember that little moment from the post-match celebration. So just talking about the situation at the moment, have there been any sort of roster rallying talks given to you guys from either Vince or Stephanie or Triple H? Because it's such a weird situation we're all in, not least for an organisation trying to put on the biggest show of the year. Has there been a certain sort of camaraderie during all this?
I think it was, yes. For us, it was. We're all, you know, we're there. We're at the Performance Centre, and I just, you know, want to take this moment to emphasise, you know, that our safety was paramount to the company. You know, the very limited personnel. You're only people that absolutely had to be there were there. Closed sets, you know, healthcare professionals were all over the Performance Centre, taking our, like, just checking we were okay, making sure we were safe and healthy, and you know, everything was within the, you know, government guidelines, and you know, like I said, and then even more so they really looked after us. So our safety was paramount, and so for us there was such a sense of, we need to do this, and we're going to do it together, and we're going to support each other, and within the locker room. And it was such a, under the circumstances, it's such a weird way to describe it, but it was beautiful, because it was like a family pulling together, and it was, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this for our fans. We're going to do this because we believe in what we're doing. And it was such a sense of like, okay, let's be here for each other, let's support each other, and let's just try and keep each other's spirits up, and let's, you know, just, you know. And it was so unique. Like, you know, it's such a strange situation, but I think it allowed everyone to pull together. And I think I'm so proud to be a part of this company and be a part of this roster, because we all care. And, you know, I think I said that in my tweet, where I was just like, I was so overcome with emotion, I couldn't even stand up after being handed the championship. And I said, you know, it's how much we care. And I says, we all care. Every single member of that roster in that locker room. I'm so proud of the men and women that I get to work with every day, because we're all just striving to provide entertainment and try and just get through this with everyone else, and just be there for everyone, and, you know, and provide that little bit of escapism. And we all take such pride in what we do. You know, it could be one person in the audience, it could be a million people in the audience. Like, we all have such pride in what we do, and we truly care. Like, this is our passion. And I think when you have everyone in the locker room feeling like that, it's special, and to be a part of it is emotional.
Yeah, it really was special, and I remember putting on Twitter after WrestleMania was all over, because you guys did such a good job, such a remarkable job given everything. I just said I feel really proud to be a WWE fan. You know, that's really the sense I have. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. It's been great to see you and speak to you again, and I wish you all the best, and hopefully we can see each other in a packed arena at some point down the line soon.
Thank you so much, and please take care. Say hi to your family for me, and just have a good day, and just stay safe.
Will do. You too, Nikki. Thank you.